Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. So, let's go through some headlines, shall we? We have here this article written by Keith Baldwin from Popdust, and the title asks, is Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon a ripoff of Avatar The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra? So I hope you guys have already watched the teaser trailer released by Disney. If you haven't, please go watch it and come back, because I'm going to be honest here and say, yes, it does remind me a lot of Avatar and Korra, but will I call it a blatant ripoff of those two Nickelodeon shows? I don't think so, no. But a lot of people online are accusing Disney for plagiarizing. But first, let's go through this article to see what Popdust thinks. The movie scheduled for release in March of 2021. That's pretty soon. Kelly Marie Tran, Awkwafina. Looks pretty great, if a bit familiar, Ooh, interesting. Okay, so they took a screenshot from the trailer, and there appears to be 4 different kingdoms or clans, or however you want to call them. I think there's 5 because Raya and this person on her right are wearing different clothing compared to everyone else. But let's go to this picture above. So these are the 4 different groups from the Avatar universe. We have the Water Tribe, the Earth Kingdom, the Fire Nation, and the Air Acolytes. See, I know my Avatar stuff. Anyways, first of all, the concept of 4 nations shouldn't be monopolized by any show, even Avatar. So there's that. And secondly, I did some research, and from this official synopsis right here, there's actually 5 clans instead of 4. So clearly, Raya isn't a ripoff of Avatar in that regard. Maybe the Dragon Prince, I'm just saying. I mean, the Dragon Prince does have 5 kingdoms on that show. So, but jokes. Let's move on. So, the only hope to restore peace to the world is for a young female warrior to find a powerful user of elemental magic. That kind of sounds like Sokka and Katara not looking for Aang, but they accidentally discovered him in an iceberg. A figure who is a blend of a human and mystical being, literally the Avatar, and the last survivor of their kind. Yeah, Aang is the last of the Air Nomads, or Air Acolytes. Is it Acolytes or Nomads? Ugh, whatever. I don't know if this excerpt right here is from an official description of the movie, so I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. But given the title of the film is Raya and the Last Dragon, and Raya has to search for the last dragon, I can believe it's legit. So, yeah, here we have the official description of the movie. The world Kumandra, humans and dragons live together in harmony. But when an evil force threatened the land, the dragons sacrificed themselves to save humanity. Okay, this is fine, but let me add something here. People over at the Dragon Prince fandom are also saying that this movie is ripping off their beloved show. As a huge fan of the Dragon Prince, I can see why they're saying that. First of all, Zim isn't the last dragon of his kingdom. There are many other dragons in Xadia. Also, one of the main objectives for the main characters in the Dragon Prince is to return Zim to his family in Xadia to show everyone there that the humans didn't kill the Dragon Prince. And this could hopefully improve relations between the kingdom of elves and dragons with I believe there's 4 human kingdoms, essentially bringing balance. And that kind of goes hand in hand with Raya's synopsis, which is to track down the legendary last dragon to restore the fractured land and its divided people. So there are some similarities, but come on, I'm sure there are other shows out there, especially in anime, that have the same kind of premise, just different creatures and names and stuff. These elements. Exactly, many of these elements are classic tropes. Yeah, so with the fact that the two properties seem to take place in a version of Asia that draws elements including martial arts, clothing, and artwork, blah blah blah. Yeah, so what this person is saying is that what we see in Avatar The Last Airbender and in this Raya teaser trailer is just a small fraction of the huge variety of Asian cultures out there. I'm Asian, specifically Malaysian, and I can attest to this. Asia is a huge continent. Like, it comprises of so many different cultures and countries. It's not just about martial arts and the other stereotypical examples we have seen time and time again in Western media. So I agree with this author. And then they go on to talk about animal companions in Avatar and Raya's animal companion, which I think his or her name is Tuk Tuk, the armadillo. Like, Tuk Tuk is from Thailand, is the transport they use over there. I think this part is irrelevant because Raya is also a Disney movie, and y'all know how much Disney loves their heroes to have animal friends and sidekicks. So moving on. Yes, they noted the similarity between the blue spirit in Avatar, who, spoilers, is actually Zuko. And on the right, we have this guy wearing a similar mask fighting off against Raya. I mean, okay, these kinds of masks belong to various cultures all across Asia, not just in China, not just in Japan, but also in countries like Indonesia as well. So I agree with this article. It's not plagiarism. Okay, the next bit is my favorite. The author noted the similarities between Korra's outfit on the left here with Raya's outfit on the right. Damn, this is a trigger for me. Like, this is why I call it ripoff. In terms of the outfits alone and the hairstyle, they're way too similar, let me tell you. First of all, that hairstyle, what? Disney, why you gotta put those two strands of hair with those blue hair ties in front of her face? Really, it's just so similar to Korra. And the outfits, they look very similar, except for the collar that's on Korra. But look at those sleeves. They're like pretty much the same shade of blue, and they're also at the same position on her upper arms as well. And these silver thingies, yeah, they're very similar. Wow. Disney, you couldn't change the color of her outfit from blue to red or purple or something? Like, come on now. Wow, this is crazy. Like, if you told me that this person right here is the CGI version of Korra, I would have believed you for real. Moving on. The author tries to give Disney the benefit of the doubt. They assume that the movie was in development since 2015 or 2016, not long after the final season of The Legend of Korra aired. Okay, you guys are trying it. Because if you had said 2013 or 2014, then I would be able to understand. But 2015? Really? I'm not buying it. Okay, blah blah blah, skip. There's a bit here which talks about how Disney is able to easily work their way around copyright infringement, as they have a great influence on US copyright law. I'm not surprised. We know that Disney has their ways, very, very sneaky ways that they do business. But you know what? They're starting to get exposed. They're coming under fire for all the crap they have done, you know, especially in China with regards to the Mulan film. So I'm not surprised that, you know, they're doing sneaky things, you know, to gain more market share. That's just how they are. Okay, I have a problem with this. I don't get why people say that Korra doesn't have a big enough fan base. I mean, if you stop comparing that show to The Last Airbender, then I think it's a pretty big show. Like, when it was airing on Nickelodeon and streaming digitally on the Nickelodeon website, it definitely generated a lot of buzz, if I could recall. Not as much as The Last Airbender, but it's still quite substantial. Blah blah blah. Yeah, so I agree. We definitely need to watch the second trailer to see if there are any other blatant ripoffs that we can point out, because so far there's only one, and that's Raya's outfit. Everything else in terms of the premise of the story and the synopsis, I don't think it's right to accuse them for being a copycat like what a lot of people online, especially on Reddit, are saying. And if you're going to base a movie around a bunch of Asian, specifically East Asian and Southeast Asian cultures, there's always bound to be a whole lot of overlap, especially if that property is being produced in the West. Yes, two of the screenwriters are Asian, but I read somewhere that one of the screenwriters, Adele Lim, who is Malaysian by the way, only gave finishing touches to the script. So we can't tell for sure if she has much of an influence on what we're going to see in the film. But we shall see once more promotional material and trailers come out, and of course when the film drops next year, only then we're able to make our final judgment. By the way, I'm a huge fan of the design on Sisu the Dragon. I think she looks really cool. I like the contrast between the different shades of purples, with the different shades of blues across her body, and I think her face looks really lively and animated. And the fact that the voice actress of this character is Awkwafina is always a plus in my books. But it's pretty obvious that she is the last dragon, right? That's kind of obvious. Also, I predict that she's going to be the comedic relief of the movie, just like how Mushu was in the animated film. By the way, have you guys watched that movie? That live-action Mulan film? Oof, that movie was bad. Let me tell you, it was bad. And it didn't help that they excluded Li Shang and Mushu from the film. Like, what? Anyways, to summarize what I think about this entire conversation, I definitely don't think that Raya had ripped off those two shows that we were talking about, except for the outfit. Raya's outfit was too similar to Korra's. But everything else, I felt that it was just drawing inspiration from the Avatar universe. Just like how the Avatar universe drew inspiration from Southeast Asian and East Asian cultures. So that's my opinion. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you agree with me that it's not really a ripoff, but more of a being inspired by kind of film? Or do you feel like this film straight up ripped off the Avatar and the Legend of Korra? Comment down below. Also, please like this video and share this video if you want to. And subscribe to my channel to get more content just like this. And I will see you all next time. Bye!